All right. Hey, welcome everybody. I am here with Mr. David Craver. What's up, Craves?
Mr. Charron, always good to see you, sir.
You too, buddy. So, we're going to have a discussion today about why we believe right now is actually an amazing time to be a recording artist, a singer songwriter, especially like a solo or duo act. I believe that right now is it's the world is ripe with opportunity right now. So why don't we just go over? I mean, this is a lot of people are going to be watching that already know you, but why don't we just go over who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Always good to be hanging with you. I am the founder and president of Open Mic Entertainment. We run the Open Mic Network. We have 85 markets where we promote 1,200 open mics, all for free for the people that run the open mics. It's free to use for musicians that want to use our sites to find a place to play at the open mics. We also have an app called the Open Mic Finder. It incorporates all the same information that you find on the web into one handy little app. So you can, wherever you are, you pop that open and you can find the local open mics. I also am a professional performing musician, have been for over 20 years, and I play at restaurants, bars, country clubs, and Caribbean resorts, which is probably the best.
Caribbean resorts, and you are definitely guilty of taking your boat to some of your gigs, which is
I'm glad you remembered that. It's one of those things that people usually they usually remember about me. Aren't you the guy that takes your boat to the gig? Yeah, I'm lucky enough to live on a lake near Atlanta, and there's a killer floating restaurant bar out in the middle of this thing, and it takes about 20 minutes. I load the gear onto my cart, and I take it to the pontoon boat, and then I putter over, pull up right in back of the stage. I'm backstage on my boat, and I play my gig. And when I take my breaks, I go sit on my boat. The place is just packed. You can't get a table for 3 hours, and I'm just moving through the whole thing like I own the place. And everybody's like, the singer came in on a boat. We're all
you.
supposed to be broke, right?
Yes, right, exactly. You are living the dream, my friend. You are living the dream.
Yeah. So
Um,
let our folks that are tuning in on this know everything about Mr. Tim Charron and your illustrious career.
Sure. Well, first of all, I teach singers and bands how to book great gigs and explode their music career. And my music career, I like to say that I started out playing bars and restaurants, and I started out at down in the Florida Keys, tiki bars up and down from Key Largo to Key West. I've played every single tiki bar and bar stool in the Keys. And I did that for many years, and that's how I made a living. But actually, how I really started is like most of us. I started out like playing on my couch or in my bedroom, and I specifically remember like each little step. I remember I would not play in front of a human for so long, and I was just like hoping and praying that I could actually, number one, first play in front of someone without crumbling and crying, and and then I remember when I was just like, if I could just play one song at an open mic, that would be amazing. And then if I could just get a gig at the corner bar and make $50, that would be amazing. So that's how I really started. But I
Mm.
built my career on playing solo acoustic, bar stools, hundreds and hundreds of those gigs, and then built it to where it is now, which is beyond what I could have dreamed of. Independently, I built it. So I've been touring for the past 10 years, playing for tens of thousands of people. I have an amazing fan base. I make great money, all independently. And I've opened for a bunch of incredible national acts like Willie Nelson and Charlie Daniels a bunch of times, Brett Michaels of Poison, Big and Rich, Jamie Johnson, Clint Black, Dustin Lynch just over, I think it's up to over 35 national acts now.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
Good creds.
That's my short resume.
That's right. So
Yeah.
we're in the middle of a pandemic here, Tim, and I've gotten a lot of feedback from folks when I talk about, getting ready to, about going and getting gigs, playing out, and I played out Saturday, so there are places around that are open. But the pushback I get is that, hey man, the bars are all closed. Why are you even thinking about or talking about gigs when there aren't any gigs to be had?
Well,
what do you think about that?
Well, absolutely. Depending on where you are in the country and your level of comfort, and of course, everybody has to. I would never suggest anybody to go play a gig when they're not comfortable playing a gig and going out in public and stuff like that. Right. But it all depends on where you are. Where I am, I actually just moved about 2 months ago, exactly yesterday, 2 months ago. So I'm in a brand new place, brand new market, don't know anybody. But here, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about, like, I really believe that now is the time to get things rolling in all of our music careers, because this is the only time, like, in history where, like, the solo and duo acts have the advantage over everybody else, all the way up to, like, Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks is too big. He can't tour. A lot of places, not many places even have full bands yet. So I think that right now is a time to take advantage of the fact of being a solo or duo act. Where I am, there is literally, I'm on an island. Mm-hmm. On this island, there are dozens of solo and duo acts going, like, all week.
Right.
Comparatively, there are a few full band, venues that are having full bands, but that's the other thing. We have the advantage right now, and I'm so thankful that I started my career and that I teach people, like, the best way to start your career is open mic to bars and restaurants. Bars and restaurants are the most perfect, like, training ground for people. You go out, you play, you just get better every time. You play covers, you can put in your originals, you make money. I mean, and I'm always surprised at people when they kind of complain about the money, because when you think about it, if you go play a solo acoustic gig, you're getting paid to play music, and you're making, like, at least $50 an hour. I mean, that's really not that bad. It sure beats, I don't know, digging ditches or having a real job, which I've had some real jobs that were, I used to jackhammer. This is amazing. Back in high school, right? I used to climb into cement trucks in the big things.
Yeah.
And they have big blades in them that mix the cement. And
Right.
my job was to climb in there with a jackhammer and a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And jackhammer and sledgehammer the cement that would build up on the blades.
Right. To clean it out. Did you ever get a call from Mike Rowe? That might be one of the world's dirtiest jobs.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is perfect. Absolutely. So to babble on about your question, to actually answer it, like I said, depending on where you are, even if things aren't open right now, where you are, right?
Right.
And you either are wanting to, you either do open mics, or you want to go out and start, booking your first gig, or you already play gigs solo or duo or even trio, and you want to book more gigs. Once things open up, there's going to be a huge demand, like there already is here. There's a massive demand for solo and duo gigs. Next month, I had to turn down solo gigs.
Wow.
I mean, there were people just like sending me emails like, hey, can you do this date? Can you do that date? And having said that, now is, the perfect time to, even if things aren't open, think about it. When things open up, there's going to be a lot of demand for solo and duo gigs, but there's also going to be a lot of, supply. There's going to be a lot of people like us that are going to want to go out and get those gigs. But the gigs are going to go to the people that are starting now and just what I call pinging people.
Right.
And, for instance, here's a great, just analogy. The bigger shows that I usually do are not open.
Right.
So what I've been doing is I've just been pinging people, and knowing that eventually they're going to open. And I want to be the guy that when things were closed down and everybody is a little bit sad, that I'm the guy who's like, hey, just want to check in and, see how things are going. And, I can't wait until things open back up, and hope to see you then.
Just touch base, let them know you're there. And the term top of mind is, applicable here. It's all about being the person that they think of first. And how do you do that? It's by what you're doing is you're maintaining the relationship, which is you're really getting back to the core of sales, right? People don't like to think of themselves as salespeople, but we're all salespeople.
Right. And Dave, the core of everything, right? The core of business, the core of life is relationships.
Right.
You hit it right on the head. That's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what we're constantly doing is, if we want more business, it's all about the relationships. And right. Yeah, that's a great, just doing anything you can to be on the top of, what did you call it? Top of mind?
Top of mind, right.
Yes.
You just want somebody, you want to be top of mind to somebody who's going to be hiring people when everything opens up.
Yeah.
And so, like say, whether that's, send an email, drop them a text, quick phone call, handwrite a note. Hey, hope you're getting through this okay. When everything is back up and running, please keep me on your short list because I'm still here and I'm anxious to play.
Absolutely. You brought up something really cool, and this is something that I teach people. Just like a trick that I've, or whatever you want to call it, that I've come up with over the years that has served me so well, and that is having postcards made up.
There you go.
Yeah, with your info on it.
Perfect.
And this is the perfect thing to keep people, keep you on people's minds.
Right.
And you just, send them out, throw a little stamp on them, send them out. I've sent out, since the pandemic shut things down, I've sent out probably 200 of these.
Wow.
To festivals and fairs, and a lot of the festivals that I've already played,
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because again, I just want people to think of me,
Right.
and especially, yeah, like I said, like when things are shut down, I kind of want people to think hey, I'm not just contacting you because I want a gig. There was someone that I contacted because I moved. There was a booking agent that I contacted, and I contacted him a few times, and we had a mutual friend. And he said, after a few times of going back and forth, and he checked out my stuff and everything, and he was like, I definitely want to get you in, but now that things are opening back up, I need to use, my people that have been with me for a long time, because I feel like that's fair. But I definitely want to, he said, I definitely want to get you in when things start opening up a little bit, probably at the beginning of the year. And so I was just like, okay, that makes total sense to me, right? Mm-hmm. It makes total sense. And I just said, I'll be in touch, and thanks so much for the consideration. So when people say, oh, I can't get a hold of this place, or this place already has their people that they hire, turn it into a numbers game. The more people that you're pinging and the more people that you're contacting, then you don't have to hang your whole music career on one person being able to
Right.
fit you in, because like this guy said, he has to take care of the people that have already been in there.
Yeah.
So just diversify.
Absolutely. Well, another point that you and I were talking about off camera was that with the pandemic and things being shut down, and so many people shifting from work, having to get up and get in the car and drive downtown every day, to working at home, right? That actually has opened up, for the part-time professional musicians looking for gigs. It's just opened up a lot more free time.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of 2 hours worth of commuting, you've got 2 hours of time that you can spend at home. The great idea right now is turn this into a positive. Hey, I've got this extra time. I'm going to expand my set list.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make a hit list of potential bars and restaurants. I'm going to reach out to contact those people. Even if it's to say, if you're not hiring now, that's fine, but I want to be on your short list when you do hire. So, get your craft down, get your vocals up, work on your guitar playing, get your set list good, find new places to play. I mean, that's a lot of stuff to do, and It needs time, and people have more time now.
Now we have more time.
Right. So it's a gift.
Exactly.
You don't have any money, but you got time. I always tell people it's like the goal in life is to have a lot of money and a lot of time at the same time.
Yeah. That's the trick.
You work your ass off, but you're working 60 hours a week. You got a ton of cash and you got no time to spend the money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you're lucky enough to get to that point, take a deep breath and say, this is it.
Yeah.
This is as good as it gets.
Yep.
Time and money at the same time.
Yep. But you're totally right. I mean, I'm doing the same thing, and I totally agree with you. I would suggest, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going over all of my sets, adding those songs that I'm like, for the past few years, I'm like, oh, I really want to play this cover, know, or even some of my originals. Some of my originals, I just haven't taken the time to really get confident with them.
Yep.
So I just put together a new, added 5 or 7 songs.
I've got 3 albums worth of stuff, and I probably play 3 of my original songs regularly.
Yeah.
If I'm going to play, I said, oh, this is a good time for an original. I don't dig into the 35 songs I've got. I go with the 3 that I'm comfortable with.
That's why you're a professional.
Right.
That's a really good tip.
Right. So, go with, even if it's yours, go with material that you really feel good, that you nail, and everybody's going to love it. You've done this before, but if you've got more time on your hands, why not dig back into your repertoire,
mm-hmm.
kind of rediscover, hey, that actually is a good song. I ought to put that into the regular list.
Yep, absolutely. So the thing that I've got going on that I'm super excited to let everybody know is that I've got a free video training series that people can jump into. And it's basically the 4 steps to booking gigs the easy way. And what I'm doing is I'm breaking down my system that I've developed over the past 12 years that's allowed me to book great gigs and book more gigs. And the thing that I'm really constantly trying to do is simplify things for people and demystify things, because people ask me all the time. That's why I started doing all these tips and tricks videos and techniques videos on YouTube. I wrote a free guide, howtobookgigs.com, on how to book gigs. And that's why I'm doing this free training video series, because people constantly ask me, how do you book gigs? It's like, it seems like it's the most mystifying part of the music business, at least as an independent, right?
Right. Oh, it is. It's, do you use a booking agent? When you call a venue, who do you ask for? What kind of information do you do you provide? Do you send an EPK? Do you send a hard copy? Do you send a CD? These are all things that it's a big bag of unknowns in most people's minds that they haven't done it. And if there is a way to answer all of those questions, I think that what you're going to do is you're going to teach people how to do this, and teach them in a quick and effective way, so that all of a sudden the reason they didn't get off the dime and go get those gigs was because they had all these questions, and now it's all demystified because they found you. I think it's just if you're thinking about going and getting gigs, dropping in on your course, it seems to me to make it would be my next step, right? This. Oh, okay. I didn't even know there was a next step. Now there is a next step. Here is a pathway to getting high quality gigs,
right?
And you're providing that pathway.
Absolutely. I like the way you put that. It's a direct pathway. It's a simplified blueprint or roadmap of exactly how I did it. And, I like to tell people, I went through not knowing how to book gigs for years, and I bashed my head against the wall, and I got terrible results. And one thing that I found that I realized that I was complicating it too much. I was trying to oversell and overpitch myself. With my technique, it's the opposite. I teach people to not sell themselves, to not pitch themselves, to not come up with an elaborate way of trying to get someone to hire them. And I break it down into 4 steps. So step number 1 is having a, kind of like you touched on a little bit, is having a 3 to 5 song arsenal. So like 3 to 5 songs that you have been playing forever, that you're super confident with, that you can just, will go over great. Step number 2 is the concept of content being king. And I go all into that and what to do and how to do it in the video series. Number 3 is where your content lives. Like you were saying, a lot of people are totally mystified. Do I need a website? Do I need an EPK? If I need an EPK, what do I put in the EPK? So I simplify that for you. And then step number 4 is making contact. And what I do is I go over exactly how to make contact and exactly how not to make contact. And I go over exactly what to say when you call a venue and exactly what not to say, which is more important. And
you provide a script for the call.
Exactly. I actually attached a free PDF of a script that you can either download or print out, and then you can just, put your name and stuff in there in your info. And then this is stuff that, man, I'm deadly serious. For years, when I was trying to figure this stuff out, I would sit there when I was making calls because I was so unsure of what to do and what to say. I would write out this script, and that's how I formulated it over the years. I would write it out, and I would, every time I would make calls, I would change it to see what would work better. So you're getting my years of what I call blood, sweat, and beers.
There you go.
Of suffering through trying to figure out how to book gigs. And this way you don't have to figure it out. What's that?
You're not here to make music. You're here to sell beer. Now get busy.
Exactly.
Bar owner's credo. I don't care what you sound like as long as you can sell more beer. All right.
So I really just want to, I just want to encourage people. I want to encourage people to that now is the time, man. You can either be the kind of person that is glass half full and going to come up with reasons why you can't take the next step. Whether it's, like I said, whether it's practicing in your bedroom and then finally doing your first open mic, or going from doing open mics and playing your first paid gig, or even if you're already doing gigs and getting paid, getting more gigs and, making a living doing it, whatever your next step is, either be, you can either be the person that comes up with reasons, there's another word for that, excuses why you can't do it, or you can be the kind of person that says, okay, I can do it. This is how I'm gonna help you do it. And now is like we were saying, now is a great time. Now is the perfect time to do this.
It's the time.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, Tim, for the folks watching this, is there a way to register in advance for your free course?
Yes, you have to register, and all you need to do is I'll provide you with a link, and all you have to do is hit that link and then put your name and email address into it, and then the videos will come right to you.
Excellent. So you'll actually there'll be, so if they're watching a video on a site now, maybe we can put the link down below and they can just click straight through and register.
Yep, absolutely.
And there's no cost at all for this course, right?
No, it's a free training series.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Tim, that is awesome. I am so glad that we took a few minutes here to bring all this information to the good folks at home. And I am looking forward to working with you more in the future, because I think this is exactly the kind of information that needs to get out to our musician friends so that they can, head down that path and start, taking their career to the next level.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, another reason why I'm doing this and why I love doing this so much is because I wish that I had someone, years ago when I was trying to do this very thing, to just give me some kind of guidance, Right. So I want to be that person that can just show people the way. Like, hey, it's way easier than you think it is. It's not as complicated as you think it is. And
here's your new name. Here's your new name. Tim Charron, the gig sensei.
Ooh.
Huh?
I love it. Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate it, man.
All right.
Peace.